I basically don't do anything. Like, I don't water them for like months and they're fine. Woo! Okay. Atlas, do you like your new bow? Do you like your new bow? Did I mention that this recipe is super healthy? Hey everyone, welcome to today's vlog. If you're new here, I'm Diana. I have an almost 5-month-old baby girl named Atlas. Today is Thursday. I'm taking a personal day today instead of Wednesday just because we missed our day yesterday, so we decided to do it today. Right now we're just hanging out, kind of having a slow start to the day. Ian's cooking us breakfast again, and Atlas is just hanging out in her bouncer. It'll be time for her to go down for a nap again soon. Today's vlog is going to be a little bit different. I really want to be working on my Aerogardens and cleaning those out and getting those started again. I have 5 Aerogardens now, 3 of which are the smaller sprout units and 2 are the slightly larger harvest units. Some of them are empty, some of them are dead. One of them, I just want something new in there. And then we have a pepper plant going in the kitchen that Ian started. It's a habanero pepper plant. I've been taking care of it though, and I'm gonna try and convince him today to get rid of it. If not, then we'll just prune it and make it look prettier than it currently is. And then if I have time, I would really like to repot my plants. I have 2 plants that I got from Trader Joe's this summer that are definitely outgrowing, well, one of the plants that I got this summer is definitely outgrowing its pot. I got some potting soil. I've had pots sitting around forever that I got from IKEA that I'm gonna use. Yeah. I'm usually not very good at indoor plants. The only thing that I've successfully kept over the years here in Chicago inside are some succulents, and that's because I basically don't do anything. Like, I don't water them for like months and they're fine. So yeah, I'm trying to get better at the indoor plant thing. So if you see me doing anything totally wrong today, or if you know a better way to do it, let me know. Hey, bug. And then the last thing that I want to do is to bake this recipe for magic cookie bars. My mom just sent it to me. I had a craving. If you've never had a magic cookie bar before, it's basically chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, coconut, sweetened condensed milk, and a base layer of graham crackers. And it just makes this delicious little, very rich bar. And I don't know, I just had a craving.
You need poo-poo? Poo-poo?
But first, it sounds like we're gonna have a diaper break. So we'll do that first, have breakfast, and then I'll get started on these plants. Look at how cute this new bow is. Posh Peanut had a sale. Normally their bows are expensive. I think they were like almost $20. This one was $5, so got her this one and this little butterfly one. I like these a lot because the little band on them is really like soft and stretchy, so it doesn't like dig into her head. Atlas, do you like your new bow? Do you like your new bow? Should we eat some breakfast? Let's eat some breakfast and then we can plant some plants. Okay, so the baby just went down for her nap and I'm gonna get started on my Aerogardens here. So first I'm gonna walk around and show you what I have. I've got 3 on this buffet right here. This one here is a sprout. I think this one's clean and ready to go. Yeah, so that one I just have to start. This one here is a gigantic mess. These are zinnias that I let die. I was growing these while I was pregnant, and I remember like the day that we went to the hospital, I was like not in a huge hurry to go. And so like even after my water broke, I was like, Ian, you have to prune the zinnias before we go. So I I made an attempt up to the last minute to take care of these, but then they just kind of slowly died when we were new parents. So this situation here definitely needs an overhaul. And then this one over here is sort of a semi-neglected tomato plant. It's still growing tomatoes and stuff, but they're like really teeny tiny. Oops, lost that one. I might decide to put a prettier plant in here. I have some pepper plants that tend to look really nice while they're growing, so maybe we'll do that in at least one. I've had tomatoes going for a while. I really like tomatoes, but the plants are kind of ugly and the pruning is a little bit hard to keep up with. Anyway, so this is what I've got in the living room, and let me show you what we've got in the kitchen too. So I've got this sprout over here, which I was growing in mason jars, little herbs and stuff, but those also got neglected when baby came, so those all kind of died off. So I may just put the traditional basin back in this, and we might grow some lettuce in this one, I think. And then the last one, this is our habanero pepper plant. We went for a few days with it not having water. I basically need to reevaluate whether or not watering this plant again will drown the roots, because if it goes for long enough without water in a certain section of the roots, then you can drown the air roots and then the roots start to rot. It's really gross. Whether or not Ian wants to keep it might not matter. Okay, so that's what I'm working with today as far as the Aerogardens go. I'm going to try to get some of these cleared out, hopefully before Atlas wakes up, and maybe we'll take a look at the seeds that I have and decide what to plant. Okay, time to clear these things out. Okay, well that was a gigantic mess. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and prune the pepper plant in the kitchen. That's the only other AeroGarden unit that I have that has a plant in it right now. The other one's empty. So I'll go ahead and prune that, see if I wanna keep it, and clean all the mess up all at once. So this is a habanero pepper plant. When did you plant this?
87 days ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a handy little display down here at the bottom that tells us when we planted it. So it's already been flowering and stuff, but we honestly haven't been like making sure that we pollinate the flowers. That's something that you have to do on like flowering plants like peppers and tomatoes. So most of the buds have just been falling off. Whoop. And the baby's waking up, so Ian, do you mind grabbing her?
Yeah, I'll get her.
Let me know if you need help with anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up to prune. So basically the reason why I'm gonna prune it is it's growing like into the lights. I'm gonna pull this thing out and give it a trim. Okay, so Atlas is just waking up from her nap. Ian's changing because she just spat up all over him. Okay, look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna trim this plant now. I'm gonna move these. This is a pepper plant, and this is my Aerogarden Harvest. This is actually the first one that I got that the lights kind of stopped working. Not entirely, but some of the colored lights in the top here burned out. So they sent me a new one, and they told me to trash the old one, but that sounded like a huge waste to me. This one still works. It's just maybe not as ideal of colored lights for plants, so still get some use out of it. I'm not just gonna throw it in the trash. They wanted me to cut the power cord so that I like couldn't use it anymore because it's like a replacement, but like, I don't know. Let's be a little kinder to the environment, right? So this is as high as the light goes, so I don't want anything closer than an inch to the light, but I'm gonna trim a decent amount here and see if this looks like a plant that we wanna keep. I do not eat habanero peppers. It's really just more of like a fun thing to grow. We harvested the seeds from a habanero pepper from the grocery store, I don't even know what we did with the habanero pepper that we bought. What did you do with it?
I ate some of it.
Just straight?
Yeah.
Apparently he just ate some of it straight. But how much of it did you eat?
A tiny amount.
He only...
My mouth was so on fire that I decided I didn't want to eat anymore.
Okay, it was really spicy, so I don't know why he wants to grow this thing. It is kind of a cool plant. Pepper plants, I think, are generally some of the like best looking plants that you can grow in an indoor garden. I do have some seeds that are, what is it? I think they're called Patapeño. I'll put the link for the seeds in the description, but I really like them a lot. It's a beautiful plant and it makes little jalapeno peppers, which turn red if you let them go long enough. And they go from being like just spicy to also being sweet. So if we do take this plant out, then I think I want to do one of those. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish pruning this thing and then we'll take a look at the roots and see if it's something that we want to deal with any longer. Okay, so I trimmed off a lot. I trimmed off more than like what's typically recommended and more than what I normally would do. It's typically recommended to only do like a third of the plant max, but this one had been going for so long and some of the stems were like growing in sort of a gangly fashion that I don't like, so I just went ahead and trimmed a bunch of it. The roots still look healthy in there, so I don't know that we need to get rid of this plant, but I kind of want to get rid of it anyway. What do you think, Ian?
Put so much work into this plant.
Oh, you
and by
did?
that, I mean zero work at all.
Okay, so are you good if we trash your plants?
Yeah, you can trash it.
Okay. Yay! I have to do the same thing with this plant that I did with the plant in the other room, where I have to cut all of the stems off from the top, and I need to trim the roots on the bottom, and then we can start over.
Bye-bye plant. Can you see bye-bye plant?
Okay. This is our little stump that we're left with, and I'm gonna trim the roots off next. Oh my god, it's so stuck. The roots have like definitely grown into the pump on this one. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna have to keep pulling and it'll tear. There we go. Okay, then I just need to trim the roots without accidentally cutting the cord to the pump. There we go, it's free. Look, it even like pulled the little filter out with it. The roots have grown completely into the filter. It's okay, that's what filters are for, right? So this isn't nearly as big of a mess getting rid of a live plant as getting rid of a dead plant, because everything smells fresh and clean. When I snip with the scissors, there isn't like little dust particles going in the air, so much better to swap out your garden when the plants are still alive and when the roots are not gross. The roots only get gross if you don't pay any attention to them at all. These things aren't really that hard to take care of. I just completely neglected them as a new mom. I didn't have time to make sure my plants were getting watered and pruned as they should be, so that's why we're starting over now. We might just have to sacrifice this basket. Oh my gosh. If I can get the roots free, it'll come out. Something that I've done in the summer too, when there's a plant that I have growing inside that I don't want to grow inside anymore, is I just transplant it outside. It's pretty easy to transplant them. You just kind of have to spend a few days getting the plant used to soil. Like, you have to water it a ton. And then when you plant it, you have to make sure you dig like a deep enough hole, because usually the roots are like pretty long. And if they're in any state similar to this, you have to like kind of separate them and spread them out so that like they would do better in soil where they need to like actually branch out like a root normally does when it's not growing in a hydroponic environment. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it's actually less helpful. Broke the thing. When we get to the sponge, I can just push the sponge out. You can rebuy these cages too. I think it's called the Grow Anything kit from Aerogardens, but I like to reuse them because then I don't have to wait for them to come in the mail, and it's a nice way to recycle. Plus you don't have to spend money on it either. Woo! Okay. Again, these are just the little baskets that came with, like this one was Genoese basil. The paper on here is like a plasticized paper, so I can just put the whole thing in the dishwasher just like this, because you want the labels on there to like protect the little baby seed as it's getting its start. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up and then we'll be ready to have a fresh start with the gardens. So I just finished washing 3 of the dirty Aerogardens. Those are all ready to go in the dishwasher for a sanitized cycle. I just have 1 Aerogarden left. It's time for me to feed Atlas, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that and see if I can talk Ian into maybe cleaning that last one for me while I do that.
All right, Diana asked me to clean this for her while she's breastfeeding Atlas. She said it would only take 3 to 5 minutes, so let's get to it. All right, looks like exactly 5 minutes.
Okay, so all the Aerogardens are preliminarily cleaned. I just need to pop them in the dishwasher and then they'll be ready to replant, which I'm realizing now I probably won't do today. I'll save that for the next one. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to repotting my 2 plants while it's still light outside. So I have these 2 plants that I got from Trader Joe's this summer, and I'm usually not very good at taking care of houseplants in general, but I'm usually okay at succulents. Like I have these 2 succulents here, and those have been alive for probably almost a year now, but really the only reason they're alive is that they require like very little attention and basically no water. Like I think we go for 2 months at a time without watering them, and that's what they like. So anyway, the more like green water thirsty plants are a little bit tougher for me typically. So these 2 plants that I got from Trader Joe's, I'm trying to keep them going good. The first plant that I got was the ZZ plant, and that one has been healthy from the beginning and doing super well. It's just obviously too small for the pot that it's in now. And then the other plant, when I got it, I also got it from Trader Joe's, but it came with like a few little bugs on it. So I think that it like was recovering when I got it. So it's still alive, but like sometimes the leaves fall off really easily, and it's just a little bit harder to figure out exactly what it wants as far as water, like how often it needs it and stuff. Like I've been trying to follow the directions, but it seems like it's not as happy as the ZZ plant. And then I also got this Miracle-Gro houseplant potting mix. I ordered this just from Amazon so that I wouldn't have to go to the store to get anything. It says it's specially formulated for indoor container plants. Feeds up to 6 months. I guess then maybe you have to add some fertilizer to the pot later. But yeah, I'm gonna try using this. And then I also have these pots that I had gotten from IKEA like a long time ago and never planted anything in them. They're just like these cement planters. So I have this like kind of smaller one that I'll probably do the fiddle leaf fig in because it's like not growing as fast as the other one. Then I have this larger pot here that I'm going to do the ZZ plant in. So let me grab those plants. We need to put the Christmas tree stand in storage. This is my ZZ plant. It's doing great. It's like it got all kinds of new growth. It's like a very healthy green color. Like, I mean, it's doing so well. It like almost looks fake, but it's not, I swear. And then my fiddle leaf fig. Oh, feels very light. Feels like it needs some water. Actually, it looks like it has some new growth in the top there. So hopefully that's a good sign. I don't know. I will not be surprised nor devastated if this plant doesn't make it, just because it got off to a rough start with some pests. But I'm just glad the pests didn't migrate over to my ZZ plant and I was able to get rid of them. All right, let's get to repotting. Okay, I think this turned out really well, actually. The ZZ plant appears to be some sort of bulb that it grows from, which was kind of cool to see the bottom. I tried to show it to the camera during the time lapse. I don't know if it was visible. So I didn't really have like a lot of root separation to do on that. I haven't really done a whole lot of transplanting, but I know that you're supposed to like separate the root ball a little bit without breaking too many of the roots. So I did that with both of the plants. It was really easy on the ZZ plant. The fiddle leaf fig, it was harder on for sure. And I don't know, that plant, we'll see if it survives. I give it about a 40% chance based on the current condition of it, but I'll give those guys a little bit of water. I decided to add a layer of, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, hydroton, the little like leca clay balls in the bottom, so that if I accidentally overwater the plant, the water has a place to go to in the bottom rather than sitting on the roots and making the roots rot. I just know that I've had problems with root rot before and figure I'd just prevent it just in case. Yeah, anyway, fingers crossed that the plants do okay, especially the ZZ plant, which I really like a lot. I like the look of. I have a feeling it'll get a lot bigger. It seemed like there was just all root and not hardly any soil left in there, which is crazy. But the fiddle leaf fig is looking like it's having a little bit of a harder time, so we'll see. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop all of my Aerogarden stuff in the dishwasher, and then I will plant new seeds in those probably in the next vlog instead of today, because I really want to get to baking my magic cookie bars. I feel like I've done a lot of work today and I deserve a delicious treat. So dishwasher and then baking. Let's go.
Where's Atlas? There she is.
She has a cute smile. Actually, our dishwasher is full, so I'm just gonna dishwasher those later. I've got everything moved out of the way, just sanitized and wiped down all the countertops so I don't have any plant goo anywhere. And now I am ready to bake these magic cookie bars. So I'm very excited to eat these tonight. I hope they turn out just as good as I remembered. Okay, let's see. Let's aim you down so you can see better. Okay. Cheese snack break. We all need a little energy boost. Okay, what do I need? Butter, graham cracker crumbs, chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, sweetened condensed milk, coconut flakes, and then we bake it. I don't even think I need a mixing bowl for this. I think I just put it straight in the glass baking dish. Great. Okay. Coconut, sweetened condensed milk. Gonna have to make my own graham cracker crumbs. 1/4 to 1/2 a stick of butter. We'll try to go lighter on the butter if possible. Ugh, hate when that happens. Okay, so first we're melting 1/4 to 1/2 a stick of butter, starting with 1/4, see if that's enough. Put graham cracker crumbs in the bottom of the pan to soak up the butter and make the base for the cookie bars. Okay. See if this is gonna be enough. Ooh, that's hot. I think I need more. Okay, round 2 of butter. And then I guess I should start smashing these. Woo! Whoops. Just exploded butter in the microwave. It's a messy project. I'm getting graham cracker crumbs everywhere too. Ugh. Great. Ow. Ian's laughing at me. Ugh. Thought this was a great idea to mash the graham cracker crumbs in this thing, but then it busted open. Let's do it in this. I use like a spoon. This thing. Whoops. I feel like this is turning into one of those cooking shows that perfectionists can't stand to watch. But the funny thing is, I'm like the biggest perfectionist I know. I do not like messes. But something about becoming a mom made me care less about silly things like making things perfect all the time. Okay, well, some of them are crumbs, some of them are chunks. We're just gonna go with it. Ow, this is still really hot. Gosh, the first round of butter took a lot longer to melt than the second round. I think I knew that that was a thing about microwaves. Okay, so butter. Got a piece of the butter paper in there. Don't want that. Okay, got butter. Now I'm gonna try to just get the crumbs. Maybe I should just remove the really big pieces. Ugh. See, if you just do things correctly the first time, then it actually goes faster. This is now taking much longer than it should. Okay. I probably could have used the food processor for this. I feel like it's not worth it now. Also, the last time I used that thing, I forgot to put the lid on. I made a mess. Okay, I think I just like fish out the big chunks. Is that a thing that can happen? All right, whatever. I don't mind if there's chunks in it. Okay, so we're soaking up the butter with the graham cracker crumbs. Okay, I think the sweetened condensed milk like runs into this too, so even though I have a lot of graham cracker in there, it'll get moistened by the sweetened condensed milk too. Okay, what's next? Then put sweetened condensed milk on top of the graham cracker crumbs. Okay, sweetened condensed milk. Am I using a whole can? Doesn't say. I feel like the answer has to be yes to that. Who uses only a half a can or a portion of a can of sweetened condensed milk? What, is our can opener broken?
No, it works.
Where's my Zans? Ooh. We have the book One Fish, Two Fish. Wait, is that the name of it?
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish for Atlas, and in it there's a creature that opens cans, and it's called a Zans. So every time that I use the can opener now, I think a Zans. Okay, here we go. Slow motion. Oh my god, I think I need a spoon or something. I'm gonna need a spoon. Did I mention that this recipe is super healthy? Have you ever had these before, Ian? You have, right?
Yeah, I've had them.
I'm gonna try to spread it out a little without getting graham cracker everywhere, hopefully. I may have added too many graham cracker crumbs. Unclear. We'll see. Okay, whatever. It'll like run some more with being in the oven. Okay, then what's next? 1 packet of chocolate chips. So I'm using semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm gonna just do half and then 1 packet of butterscotch chips. I'm using the Nestle brand. A whole packet seems like a lot. I feel like I only need half of each. Well, I don't know. I'm almost at the bottom here. Just go for it. I'm going for it. And the rest of my chocolate ones. Whoops. Okay, I feel like that's gonna be too much. Definitely dropped a couple on the floor. Find those later. Oh, one's there. Okay, and then sprinkle with coconut and push the chips and coconut into the graham cracker crumbs. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's good that I put a lot in there. So for the coconut, I'm using this unsweetened coconut. I'm not sure if that's what we traditionally use. Not normally a big fan of coconut, but with this recipe, it's like really delicious. These flakes are like a little bit bigger than what we normally have those, so I don't know, that might make it a little bit different than usual, but. So this, I'm not using the whole packet. This is just like however much you want, which I would say like you want to use enough so that you're covering about 1/3 of the top. So you want like 1/3 of the view from the top to be butterscotch chips, 1/3 to be chocolate chips, and 1/3 to be coconut. Okay. Is she asleep?
Yeah.
Atlas just fell asleep in her bouncer. She's zonked. Clean up my mess a little bit.
Is it ready yet?
No. Just gonna use a wooden spoon to push it down. Okay. Smells delicious. Oh, I should probably preheat the oven. Let's see, 350 for 25 minutes. Okay, oven is preheating. Well, that seems pretty easy. Okay, so before it goes in the oven, as soon as the oven's preheated, I'll just pop this in and then we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. All right, they're in the oven and baking for 25 minutes at 350. And then they'll have to cool for a little bit and then we can eat some. Oh, also, Atlas just went down for another nap too. She fell asleep on playing in her bouncer. She was definitely due for a nap. Okay, baby's waking. Baby's waking up at the same time that the magic cookie bars are done. So I'm gonna take them out of the oven and Ian's gonna get the baby. Bring that baby out here. Let's see what
Bring her right now.
Yeah. But like wake her up nice and slow. Or I mean, not wake her up, but let her wake up nice and slow. Oh yeah, they look delicious. Look at that. Ooh, they're sliding. Look.
Oh, looks delicious.
Give me the baby. Give me the baby. Hello. Say, I was sleepy, so I fell asleep in my bouncer. And then I slept for almost an hour. Making sure to get some close-up shots for you guys so you can appreciate how delicious this looks. The coconut is like a nice toasty brown and oh, it just smells like butterscotch and chocolate. Okay, I think we're gonna have to wait like at least 20 minutes, maybe 30 or 40 before we can eat those. So maybe we'll cook dinner in the meantime and then, ouch, you're pulling my hair. And then we'll pop back on to do a taste test at the end. Well, I wanted to show you too, I'm super excited. I ordered these baskets to hang here in the kitchen. We've been wanting somewhere to put all of our like bottle supplies. She like rarely eats from a bottle, but sometimes she needs to and we need to have bottles for it. So we have all these bottle parts and like I want to be able to store them in the kitchen because if we are bottle feeding her for the day or whatever, and then we need a place to put them, and we don't really have a lot of counter space here, so basically I wanted a place to store them over here. So I got these baskets and they fit like perfectly underneath to have two of them under the cabinet. And my little bug is just staring at me. She's so cute. So yeah, we'll probably hang those up hopefully soon, and maybe they'll be up for the next vlog. I can show them to you and how excited I am about all my new perfect storage. It's like a hobby of mine, searching for the perfectly sized thing for the solution that I need. Are you gonna barf? Are you gonna barf? We just finished dinner, so it's time to cut the dessert. Okay, I'm gonna cut the size of the spatula. These are totally gonna come out a gigantic mess. Patch that back together. Okay. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Close your mouth together.
It's good. I like the coconut flakes. I feel like that's my favorite.
Okay. Give me a little bug. Atlas is having fun bouncing in the bouncer. She's so good at it now. Okay, let go. Let go. Hi, you're so cute. She's like, hey, I was playing with that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You're so cute. Here we go. Oh. Okay, so let's go ahead and close the vlog out, huh? Say, thanks for watching, everyone. We hope to see you again soon. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you can see us in future videos. Bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, now time to finish my magic cookie bar. Oh my god, these are so good. I'll put the recipe in the description so you guys can have it if you want to make them too. And you'll have to let me know in the comments if you like them.